In this video, I am going to show you a new shape for a basket. So I have already made 7 rounds for my base, and I started it a little different this time. Normally when I start, I do a wrap count like this one where I go with 3 or 4 wraps and then my double wrap, which is the longer stitch. For this one, I just did 1 wrap, 1 long stitch, 1 wrap, 1 long stitch all the way around for my first round. And then for my second round, I did 2 wraps and then a long stitch. These stitches here that are by themselves on just the filler cord, I call those a single wrap. And then these 2 longer stitches that are going over 2 rounds, I call those double wraps. So we have a double wrap and a single wrap. So here I just did 1 single wrap and then 1 double wrap. And then for the second round, I did 2 single wraps and then 1 double wrap. You don't have to do it like that. I was just trying something new. I'm ready to start my sides, but I want this basket to have a different shape than I normally do. So instead of it just having this perfectly round shape, what I'm going to do is continue keeping it flat here. And then when I come to this side, I will start the side. So I'm going to continue wrapping this. And all I'm doing is wrapping with my single wraps. And I wrap until my stitch here is centered in between these two long stitches or double wraps. So this looks centered right here. So I will go with my needle and just place it here and then pull all of my cord through. Okay, once it's all through, then I go in with my double wrap over both rounds like that. And then I'm going to continue to do my single wraps again. So I will point out this space right here is a bit larger than this space right here. So you see that this double wrap and this double wrap are closer together because there's only 4 wraps in between. This one is much larger, so I am actually going to place 2 double wraps into this space. The reason I do that is because the more space you have, the less sturdy your basket will be. So this looks like a good spot right here. So I will go in with my needle to this spot. So I will take my needle and place my first double wrap right here. Okay, now I'm going to add about 3 or 4 more wraps. Looks like 4 is going to be good. Okay, 4 is good. Then again, take my needle and place another one right here. Okay, so as you can see, it's still spaced out pretty evenly. It does not have to be perfect, but I do like to keep my double wraps as evenly spaced as possible. So this one looks good. I'll probably just do 1 here and 1 for the rest. So I am going to continue to do that until I come to this side, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, I think this is good right here. I just basically did not want to be where my rounds were starting, which was right here. So I did want to mention the materials I am using. I'm using 3/8 inch cotton filler cord, 5mm braided macrame cord, and then this one is raw cotton fabric yarn that I got from the Floral Feather. So my braided is from Mad for Macrame. And I'll link them below for you with some discount codes to use if you want to get the same materials that I'm using. So now I'm going to continue wrapping like I was, but this time I am going to start to pull my filler cord up and start my side. So it's going to be like this. It won't be completely flat anymore on this side of my basket. So just like any other basket tutorial I've made, all you need to do to shape your basket is pull your filler cord towards you. So if you pull it directly over the previous round, it'll stack up straight. If you go out at some kind of angle like this, it'll just kind of go out like that. So I am actually going to pull mine more over my previous round like this to give it more of a lift. And then I am going to make sure that I am wrapping my double wrap and all of my wraps nice and tight, and that is how my basket will stay more secure. So the tighter you wrap and the less gaps that you leave will determine the sturdiness of your basket. So right here, I'm ready to go in again with a double wrap. And as you can see, I have already started to create some of my side. You also want to make sure that you are turning your work around and sliding anything over if you see any kind of gaps with filler cord showing through. So I do not see any, but it's important to check your work. So again, I'm going to go in with my double wrap. Okay, this is good here. So I'm just going to repeat this process a little bit until maybe I get to about here, and then I'm going to show you what I do next. Okay, here's where I'm at so far. You can see that I have some of it lifted. Now I'm going to switch back and flatten it back out. So to do that, I'm just going to continue my wrapping the same way. But I'm going to pull it back down like that. So I'll go back with my double wrap again, but this time keep my work flat. So I'm not going to pull my filler cord towards me at all. I'm just going to lay it flat now. So now I'll keep it flat until I come back to about here where I started to lift it, and then I'll go ahead and pull it back up. So what I am trying to achieve is having half of my basket start to go up and the other portion of it stay flat. So okay, so I'm going to continue wrapping flat until I come back to this spot here, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, I am back to where I started to go up a little on my sides. So now I'm going to do the same thing again, just stacking it right on top of the previous round. So again, all you got to do is just pull that filler cord up. Make sure that the back is nice and neat. So I will go up on this side and keep it flat on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do it for a few more rounds. When I run out of this cord, I will show you how to add in a new piece. Okay, so this is the end of my cord. So I'm going to take my needle off, and I already pre-cut another bunch, so like a nice big handful. I'm going to place my needle on one end, and we're not going to be starting with the end with the needle. So I'm going to go like this and make sure that I have no knots in my cord. And you don't have to use as much as I do. I just like to use more so I don't have to add more frequently. But you do risk getting knots in your cord, so you don't have to do this much. So after my double wrap, I pull my old tail towards the front. I take my new tail and I lay it towards the back. And then I just grab the old tail, the new tail, and my filler cord with my left hand, and I hold very close to that previous wrap to give it support. And then I just take my new piece and start to wrap again. So it's a nice clean transition. Just make it really close to that previous wrap. And you just start wrapping, just like that. So that's what it looks like. So I'm going to just pull this down and tighten it. Okay, now I'm ready to go in with my needle. Okay, I'm going to do my double wrap, and I am ready to trim these tails. I definitely don't need that much, so I'll trim off this first one here, and then I'll make the second one a little longer just to kind of taper it down. And then that's it, you just keep wrapping. I'm going to go in one more time with my needle here. And this is what it looks like so far. I'm just going to continue with what I was doing, staying flat on this side and pulling it up on this side. And then once I am happy with the height of this side, I will show you what I do next. Okay, so at this point, I am going to wrap just the filler cord right here with single wraps for a bit so that I can push it up to create this opening right here. So I'm just going to continue wrapping just this for a little bit. Okay, this looks good right here, so I will go in with my needle. Okay, so now I'm going to continue wrapping and I'm going to do another round. So this is what it's looking like so far. Okay, for my final round, I am switching back to this cotton fabric yarn. To change materials, it's going to be the exact same way. I'm just going to take my old tail, pull it towards the front, lay the new piece on the back, grab them all in my left hand, and continue to wrap. Okay, so I don't really have to trim out those tails because they're not really going to be as noticeable. When you use thinner material, it's not as bulky, so it won't really show. So I am just going to continue this along the edge to just match up with what I have. So when I get to this point, I will show you how I wrap this around. So at this point, I'm still going to space it evenly and just go right underneath that opening that I had made. And then continue to wrap just around here. So it's about every 4 wraps that I'm doing. Then go under this again, pull this through. So I will just continue with my wraps all the way around until I get back to about this area here, and then I will show you how to finish it. I have enough filler cord for one more full round, so I decided I am going to add my braided cord back in. So I'm just going to add that piece and follow along the exact same way, and then I'll show you how I end it. Okay, I have come to the end of this round and I am done. So I will go ahead and trim this with my scissors at an angle, trying to thin it out as much as possible. And then I'm gonna just pull out any loose fibers, and I can then I'm going to wrap it a couple more times. And starting right here, I will continue with double wraps until everything is covered. Now for this part here, I don't pull it really tight because of the angle. I don't want it to slide down. I want it to just very carefully cover everything up. Nice and neat, making sure that all of that filler cord is covered. Also make sure that you are checking the other side to make sure that everything is being covered here too. Okay, I will go one final wrap. And on this one here, just check the other side, it looks good. I'm going to very carefully get my needle, and then I'm going to weave it back underneath a couple of these stitches, being careful not to snag through the material. So just like that. I'm going to pull it, and then I could just trim it. So I have a total of 7 rounds going up on the side here. And if you look at it from this side, this is how it looks. And you can even go like this to kind of bend it up. And I'm going to show you how I can hang this on the wall now. Okay, so this is how it looks when you hang it on the wall. And I have went ahead and added a little plant to it. So I just wanted to show you just one way that you can use this. You can use it as like a little shelf. And that is it. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching.